What's up, YouTube? Back here at the Challenger. It is actually all back together. I ended up getting it all together before I went to Japan. But then I was gone in Japan for about 2.5 months, then I took 3 weeks of leave. So now I'm finally back down here in Georgia. And I did actually take it on its first drive, but then the transmission went out, so that's awesome. But today I'm gonna go ahead and take that tranny out. I bought one while I was back on leave. I just gotta wait for my dad to ship it down to me. But she does start up and runs pretty good. Still messing with this Sniper EFI stuff. I haven't quite got it dialed in yet, but sounds pretty decent. But I don't want it to get too hot, so I gotta take that transmission out. Just figured I'd give a little update on it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the old white truck, you guys an update on that. But I'll have to shoot that when I get back to base, so it'll probably be the next day. But yeah, go ahead and get this transmission tore out and hopefully get this new one in pretty quick and get her back on the road, get some more videos on her. So I was going through some of my video on the Challenger, and I shot that video back in April. Found some footage that I didn't put into the last video I put up about it. So it's got some pretty good tips and tricks on it. I'm gonna put them on after this. Some stuff you need to know about swapping a Magnum into whatever project you got. But then at the end I'll have the white truck to give you guys a little update on that. But yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty, pretty much got the motor ready to go in. One thing you got to do when you're running the 5.9 Magnum with like a 904 or a 727 trans is you have to have the flex plate from the 5.9 Magnum. A 360 LA flex plate will not work. It has different weights on it. The one thing you can do though is lay it out to where all your holes are showing, and you'll see this one right here. It's offset. So all I do is I mark it, take a little rat tail file, obviously take it out of there, and you just file it down, just elongate that hole. And then yeah, you'll be good to go. It's not that big of a deal to elongate it. That's what I did in my white truck, and that they haven't came loose yet. So yeah, and once you get that done, should be able to throw this thing in here. Start getting the exhaust welded up. Yeehaw. Okay, we got her set in there. I went ahead and put the motor mount bolts on. I think I did that backwards. I think you want to connect the transmission first and then worry about the motor mounts, but you know, whatever, I'll just fight it. But here's the last little tip before I end the video. This is a mini starter out of a, I don't know, you can order it from like a 94 to 2001 Dodge Ram half-ton with a 5.9 or a 5.2. These are necessary if you want to run headers for clearance, and they turn the motor over faster. They're just a lot better. So basically, you can use just your old starter wires. All you have to do, I just had to enlarge the hole on this one and just bend them in a little bit, so that way they can both go on there. But that's that. Appreciate you guys for watching. Putting in a lot of work, a lot of late nights trying to get this thing done, and your reviews, you know, just help me stay motivated, so I really appreciate it. All right, guys, here's a little trick you can do for these Mopar distributors, just the stock distributors. You can recurve them with these little spring kits. I picked this one up for like 12 bucks. That's the part number there. So basically, you can take your distributor apart. It's pretty easy to do. Pop your cap, your rotor, and your reluctor wheel off here. All you do is just pry underneath it with like a screwdriver or something, and it'll usually come off. Then you got 3 screws that hold this in around the circle. And oh, before you do that, loosen that screw and then take this off, and you'll be able to this little hole here for your vacuum pot. You'll be able to slide that tang out of there and get the vacuum pot out. So you get this thing out of your way, and you see here a couple of springs. There's a heavy spring and a light spring in there, or maybe that's a medium spring. Basically, you're going to get rid of them springs there and replace them with those, or whatever combination you want, wherever you want your timing to come in at. Yeah, a little balling on a budget. All right, I've skipped ahead quite a bit actually since the last clip. God, I ran into a bunch of problems on this thing. It's just been fighting me. I didn't know that you have to drop this drag link down there in order to get these headers in. That was a pain. But on the bright side, a couple nights ago, I got power to it. Got my wires ran and got power to the EFI system, so that was kind of cool. Let's see, I've got the radiator left. A couple other odd and end things. I got the exhaust done. This looks pretty horrible, honestly. I'm gonna take it to a shop and have them do it the right way. I just want to get this thing running. Getting tired of working on it. These past 2 weeks I've been working from 6:30 till 5, and then showing up here about 6 o'clock at night, working till about 3 in the morning every night. So getting kind of burnt out on this thing. But we're gonna go ahead and get her fired up tonight. So let's go. Alrighty, I think we about got her ready to start. First off, I've got a hose ran here for my fuel pump. I'm just gonna purge out the line, make sure there's no junk and stuff in there. I'll show you what I had to do for this water neck. So this is the stock Magnum water neck, and they stick out straight, and they end about right there, so you can't get a hose on there. So what I did was I took it, cut it at like a 45-degree angle, and I took that piece and flip it around so that way it would angle out. And it worked out pretty decent. Yeah, we're gonna hook up power and see if everything's good. All right, so I had some technical difficulties doing the first startups, so I didn't end up filming that, but that's a fuel pump. It's primed. Still learning itself, so. Super quiet. I'm gonna have to to get some louder exhaust on it. Okay, it's the next day. We're back at base. This little girl took the transmission out on her too. But she's getting a hole cut right there, getting a 5-speed swapped into her. I'm tired of having automatics that leak training fluid everywhere. Don't work, so. And also, I've got a underdrive pulley set. I'm gonna put this on, so hopefully that'll lessen the voltage that's coming out of this alternator, because it's charging at like 14.5-ish. It's just too much. 14.5 to like 15 volts, and if you run it for a while, the battery will get weaker and it won't want to start. So I got to get that put on too. And also, the whole front end needs rebuilt because it drives like crap, and the gearbox leaks, and you know, just regular old shitbox things. But the transmission I'm going to swap into, it's actually going to be out of a Dodge Dakota, like the AX15. It's not the strongest transmission, but I just want something that'll be fun to drive. I'm not going to be doing super huge burnouts with it. Once I get this thing back home, I'll swap something stronger into it. But that's basically what's going on for this. I'll probably start working on this thing here in the next month and a half, maybe 2 months probably. Depends on how fast I get the Challenger done, I guess. But yeah, stay tuned for those videos. I appreciate you for watching. Appreciate the support and all the comments. And have a nice day.